All right. It is, what is today? Today's Tuesday.
The fourth.
All right, Tuesday, March 4th. And Kevin's back. Hey, Kevin. People have been asking, where's Kevin? Did you really irritate him enough to make him? No, we've been busy in each of our own shops. This is my busy. Look at this. This is ridiculously busy. And he's been just as busy in his shop. So, other than the occasional me going there to help him turn a bike around, and actually you come in here to help me turn a
Turn the
bike
bike
around,
around, yeah.
um, we haven't been working together because he's busy up there, and I've been waiting on parts on these bikes. It's ridiculous. I have the heads, all three bikes, and the cylinders. I have everything that was at the machinist. I got it back yesterday, so I have parts. Well, I also ran into a wall on this bike. So this guy's coming down. And let's talk about him. Uh, the rubbers in this clutch hub, I thought, well, they're good enough. Well, they're not good enough. So I got a new set of rubbers, and we're going to put them in this clutch hub. And I thought I'd show you how this tool, which is a old part that I modified and had welded like this, and this tool, which I used for locking the clutch when I'm taking things out of primaries, are used to put fresh rubbers inside this hub. So then I went to Bearing Belt and Chain here in Phoenix. These guys are genius. And this is the seal that came out of this guy. And I told you on this shaft how badly worn it is. If you look right there, see the wear? So this just doesn't seal very well inside those worn area. So Bearing Belt and Chain found me an undersized seal by about 10 thousandths or so, maybe less. And I'm going to try it and see if it'll seal that much better. The only way to replace this bushing is to take the transmission apart and press it off the main shaft. Excuse me, press it out of its fourth gear. And then press a new one on. Actually, you can turn it around and use the other end. But anyway, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to take this whole transmission apart. So we're going to try an undersized seal in this door when it comes in. It's going to take 7 to 10 days. Also, this seal, which was the main shaft, I don't know if you remember how difficult it was to get off. I actually turned off the video and said, this is going to be too ugly to video. And it was. I basically took it out with a chisel. And then, by the way, one of the followers suggested, try the old wood screw method, and I said, "Oh my gosh, the wood screw method! Of course, I should have done that. I know all about it. I just didn't even think about it." In case you're wondering what the wood screw method is, if this is facing this way, and it was, and it's inside the case, you drill a small hole on the side, one over here, maybe one over here, as required, and put a wood screw, which are tapered, into the hole, screw them down, and it gives you a good grip on this, and you can either pull it out or just keep screwing in, and that wood screw will go through and press against the lip inside the case, because there's a lip right here. And it'll actually pull that seal out a whole lot easier than me and a silly chisel did. I feel bad about that. And I cannot tell you why this is so tight. I've never had one be so tight. I showed the little tool that you just put behind it and turn, and they pop right out. Well, if you saw that video, they didn't pop out. So anyway, I got a new one, and this is supposed to be the right part, and it's not. So if you lay it on the here, you can see how loose it is. I mean, it's not snug. So once again, Bearing Belt and Chain has found me a seal, has the same outside diameter and a very slightly smaller inside diameter, and I should have that in 7 to 10 days. So they've got two oil seals on order for me, and so we will be in a stop mode on this bike until they come in. In the meantime, today, just for the heck of it, I'm going to put these new rubbers into the hub. And I've got a setup here that I'm going to show you how it's done here, how I do it. And we'll use the tripod for that. So I'm going to go away. I'll be right back. Well, let's put things in the vise and show you how the tools work, okay? This is a old center hub that I had a tab welded onto. Let's see if I'm looking at this. Am I seeing myself? Yeah, okay. And it goes, that one, that's an old one fell out. It goes in here, like so, and then into the vise. This is a tool we use for locking the clutch when you were undoing center bolts and things like that. There we go. Okay, and what we'll do is take these, do this to loosen these. And let's see. There you go, thank you. All right, now let's take the new ones. Let's do all the big ones. Okay. And we'll do all the big ones all at once. And my tool just fell off, so to speak. I should figure a way to hold that up. Put the big one in there. All right. And a slight technical difficulties here getting the tool back in place. Yeah, it is. Okay, standing by. Just going to take this thing out. Put that back on. Put this back on. And I'll be more careful. Here I am being careful. This is me being careful.
Your tab.
I didn't lose it, did I? I didn't. Did I lose it? Thank you. Okay. All right, so now we just compress these like this and slide the new ones in. They're sort of shaped so that they sort of go in normally. That's one. I may have Kevin do the pushing here. But that's two. That's three. Okay, so they're in there. And now there's no play. They're nice and snug. Actually, one time earlier when I was working by myself, I put this in here sideways. I got pictures. And I had this up like this, and I ran, let's see how wide a view I've got here. And I ran one of my hold down straps from this all the way down to the bottom of my bench, and I cranked it down to hold pressure on this as I changed the rubbers. And so if I'm by myself, that just makes it easier. So anyway, so now these are in here. Now what I did was, the screws that were bad were on the backside. And I took them out, and they were really, really roached. The two remaining ones were really, really bad condition. Let's see if I can show them to you. There. Oh, let's see. I'll zoom in here. How do we zoom? Let's zoom like this. You can see the damage to the screw. And one was missing completely and never found. One's badly damaged, and the other one's not so great either. So anyway, I found 3 new ones at the hardware store. Threads actually work. But what I did is I took, since I needed to put these rubbers in, I took the 3 screws from this side out and put them in the back. So they're in there really, really tight and with Loctite. Okay. Then on this side, I've got the new screws that I just bought. And now we're going to, moment of truth, find out they're a little bit longer than the other ones. So let's try a test fit right now. These are Phillips. So whoever sees this next is going to know that they're not original. Let me tap this down. That center hub's sitting high. Now, let's see if the length is correct. Well, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to put these in with Loctite. I think that's just wonderful. All right. It's I don't know how much this bottle of Loctite would cost nowadays, but way back, I mean, this goes back to when I was renting motorcycles, which was a long time ago. I went to Granger to get this bottle because these little tubes just don't do me any good. And so the Granger guy had it, and he brought it out. He says to me, "You know how expensive this is?" I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Okay, I just want to make sure that you know that this is outrageously expensive." And I said, "Thank you for warning me, but yeah, I know it's really expensive stuff." And at that time, $35 for this bottle of Loctite was considered to be expensive. Now I'm down to the last few drops at the bottom. I know that, and I'm scared at what the price of that bottle of Loctite is going to be. Now, I'll bet you, what would you say, at least twice that probably?
One would think.
That's scary. Let's tap this down. Now I could give this a whack with the impact tool. Wouldn't hurt anything. Kevin, if you will hold this right here.
Oh, great. In my fingers. Huh?
Yeah, if you'll just hold that there, I'm going to just give this. Let me get. Do I have Jake? All right, thank you. I'm just going to give this a tap.
Yep.
Set it to tighten.
Okay.
All right, next one. Little so and so.
That's it. Here, Grandpa, let me help you. There you go.
Thank you so much, whippersnapper. I'm going to do this all by myself.
I do it. There you go. So proud of you.
All right, let's call that good. All right, so at least that's done. And now we're just going to put all this stuff for this bike over on the shelf, take the bike down, and talk about which bike we're going to work on next. Okay, we'll be back.